Hey folks, John here, Old Hickory Forge, welcome back. So what's going on today is I got this old wood rasp here. I'm going to forge a decorative snake out of it. This video is mostly for my dad. He asked me about it, and it's just easier for me to make a video showing how to do it than it is for me to explain it to him individually over the phone. So if you want to learn how to make one, stick around. If you don't. But anyway, I got the forge heated up. Let's get started. Quick note before we get started. Looking at the tang of this thing, it might make sense to forge it out into the tail, and you can do that, but when you flatten these teeth down, the scales are going to run this way, and on an actual snake, the scales run towards the tail, so you really need to make the head on this end. So what you can do, you can roll this tang up and forge weld it all into one mass, or you can just cut it off. I'm just going to cut it off. The loss of material is pretty negligible, so this is the end you want to make into your tail. Just a mistake I made with my first couple of snakes. And I just wanted to save you guys the pain of doing it. Started forging out this snake. We're just going to go ahead and cut the tang off this thing. So I got my cutoff already out. Nothing to it really. So I'm going to start with the nose of the snake. That's not necessarily the way you have to do it. It's just the way I do it. So I'm just going to take these corners in. Work that down a little bit. Basically just forging out kind of a stout taper to make the nose of the snake. So I want kind of a large head on this snake, so I've gone ahead and stopped right about there. Next thing I want to do is define the back end of the head. So just use the edge of the anvil and the toe of your hammer and do a set down. Turning it over every couple of strikes. Taking care to try to hit in the same spot. Not going to be perfect. So you want to do all the fine tuning of the head shaping now while the rasp is still in a pretty manageable shape. Once it's actually drawn out into the shape of the snake, it's going to be kind of difficult to hold on to. So just take a few heats, break the corners, round everything off, and get it where you like it before you continue. Now once you got the shape of the head where you like it, it's just a matter of carrying the taper back. Basically you're forging out a long flowing reverse taper until you get to about the middle of the snake. Now you don't want to do a whole lot of forging up here where the teeth are just yet, because you can distort them to where they won't be visible. All you want to do is flatten them once the snake is roughly to its final dimensions. So just keep working it. You want the widest part of your taper to be in the middle of the finished snake, so you actually have to come back a little bit further than the halfway point on the rasp, because when you draw out this tail, you're going to gain a good bit of length. So about 5/8 of the way back, about between halfway and 3/4 or so. And just take care, making sure your taper is nice and even. So next step, once I got the taper where I like it, I'll just turn it around, start forging out the tail. Nothing to it really. And then I'll repeat the same process, carrying the reverse taper up until it meets my first taper. See what I was saying? We got nice even tapers on both ends with the widest point in the middle. Next thing we're going to do is go ahead and make the face of this guy, and then we'll just bend it to shape and it'll be done. So you can get really complex and intricate with the heads of your snakes, but all I do, just two little eyes, using a round punch. And then I'll take the corner of a chisel and give him two little nostrils up near the front of his nose. Give him a little bit of character, but nothing crazy. So then I'll just take it to the horn of my anvil, start gently giving the snake some curves. One curve that way, one curve that way. And you can make really abrupt, aggressive curves if you want. I like the way kind of, gentle flowing curves look. So that's what I'm going for. Kind of like the snake's just leisurely slithering along, minding its own business. Like I said, just getting all the curves where I like them. Last step in the forging is you just want to go back to the anvil and gently forge the snake flat so that when it's sitting down, none of the underbelly is showing. All you see is the top of the snake. I just gently forge all the teeth flat to make that appearance of scales. Nothing to it, really. So, last step, once you got the snake nice and flat and where you like it, is just let it go black and cool down a good bit, and just rub it down with some beeswax. This is going to preserve the black oxide finish, as well as protect it from rust. You don't want it to be hot enough to actually burn the wax, because then you're just wasting it. You just want it to kind of melt and bake on there. So there you go. One snake from a wood rasp. Got a little face on him. Looks pretty friendly. Pretty good size. About as big as my forearm or so. You know, obviously, you start with a bigger rasp, you're going to make a bigger snake. And you can get more advanced with these. You could sculpt very detailed faces. You could incorporate them into decorative architectural work, like coiling around posts if you're building furniture or something like that. But anyway, just a kind of easy, no-nonsense beginner project. A good exercise in fundamentals like tapering, bending, isolating, things like that. Some people like to have these to put in their garden to keep birds away. I don't know if it actually works or not, but that's people who have bought them from me have said they use them for that. I keep one on my porch to screw with the mailman and the pizza guy, just kind of as a joke. But anyway, if you liked what you saw, like, share, subscribe, all that jazz. If you got any suggestions for projects you'd like to see, drop them down below. Y'all have a good day.